What's up, guys? It's your boy Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your support over the last several years. In fact, we're going on year number 8 of the Inland Sports Show. It has certainly changed and evolved over the years, and you guys have been along for the entire journey. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We're on social media, so if you're already following us or subscribing, great. But you can also tell your teammates, your people at school, your family, your friends. There's the Inland Sports YouTube channel, approaching 2 million views. We got several thousand subscribers. We appreciate it. And make sure you share with other folks who might not be subscribing. Same goes for Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. And if you're looking for immediate results, breaking news, we post pictures and shorter videos. Check us out on Twitter. That's Inland_Sports on Twitter. And we're also on Facebook. Yeah, we're still doing Facebook. In fact, we live stream the Inland Sports Show on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check it out there live on Wednesday nights at 6:05 p.m. We're also on the Gram, the IG. If you want to see pictures and shorter videos from a lot of the games and events that we go to, you can check it out on Instagram. So if you support us by following along on social media, thank you so much. And if you'd like to take that to the next level, Inland Sports also has a Venmo account. If you'd like to financially support the show, you appreciate the service we provide to the IE, you can do that as well. Again, this is just an opportunity to say thank you to all you guys out there who follow the Inland Sports Show. You watch the Inland Sports Show each and every week. Thank you guys so much, and the best is yet to come. Yo, what is up? Welcome to the Inland Sports Friday Night Football Recap, Week 5 of the high school football season. I am your host, Pep Fernandez, as we break everything down tonight in our Inland Sports Show coverage area. Week 5, kind of a light diet version of a normal week as we get ready for league play coming up next week. But we've got highlights from 13 different games. I will not waste your time. It's already 11:15, so we're going to blow through a bunch of these games, and we'll pass along the scores that we have. Still a couple scores outstanding. We're still trying to track those down. But let's get to the highlights right now. And wow, this was a game that was on Riverside TV tonight. We're going to show you right off the bat because it came down to the final seconds. JW North, Grand Terrace. Grand Terrace right now is in our Boost Top 25. JW North was in our Top 25, trying to get back in the Top 25. This is a really good team that just did not have any wins to show for it this season. So let's take you out to third in Chicago. North and Grand Terrace, 20 seconds, about 20 seconds to play. North with the football around the 30-yard line. They are tied at 20 when Uwalingi Paea, and I hope I'm saying that right, brings in the winning touchdown with 4 seconds on the clock, and that would be it. JW North tacks on the extra point, and they pick up their first win of the season for head coach O.P. Vaipulu and the guys, 27-20 against Grand Terrace. And look at that juggling catch by Paea. What a grab, and that's a big win for JW North against a very good Grand Terrace squad. And again, that was on Riverside TV. Congrats to the Huskies on that big win. All right, moving along. Again, we're going to blow through this show tonight. We got 13 different games. Paloma Valley taking on Orange Vista. This game was live and amplified on Teen Vision TV 16 tonight. There's Saray Gaines. Gaines is going to the house, man. He is one of the top players in the area, no doubt. Running back, receiver, put him anywhere. That guy makes plays. 7-zip. That was Orange Vista in the second quarter. Paloma Valley battling back. Touchdown pass there Our guy, Brady Nelson at QB for the Wildcats, tosses one there. And then Orange Vista again, back and forth. A lot of scoring in this one, and it's Gaines again. In fact, somebody was, I forget who I was talking to, they were comparing their player. They're like, oh yeah, that Gaines guy, Orange Vista, he's kind of like him. And I'm like, man, wait till you see Gaines, because there's not a lot of guys walking around like Gaines, because he is that good. And in fact, speaking of number 11, there he goes. Man, getting a little bit closer to the end zone there. This was our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game as this week because Orange Vista, what a touchdown toss there by the freshman, Khalil Abdul-Aziz for Orange Vista. Again, Orange Vista undefeated 4-0 going into this game. We had them in our top 10, the Boost Top 25. They came in at number 10, going up against an upstart Paloma Valley squad, really enjoying a bounce-back season. But Orange Vista showing what they are all about tonight, and they looked every bit of the part. In fact, the Coyotes might be getting better as the season progresses, which is kind of a scary thought, as Orange Vista beats Paloma Valley tonight 41-12 on Teen Vision TV 16. Man, they always do a great job with the broadcast. Big thanks to Johnny Nunez, hooking us up with the highlights. As Orange Vista looking the part of our 10th ranked team as they improved to 5-0 on the season. Another monster game by Gaines. I got a feeling he's going to be one of our Inland Sports All-Stars for this week, because he was that. I mean, he's good every week, but he was really good tonight against Paloma Valley, as you can see in these highlights from Teen Vision TV 16. All right. Moving along, Murrieta Valley and San Clemente. Obviously, plenty of history between these two teams. They played for a CIF Southern Section Championship. San Clemente, I think, has won like 3 of the last 4 against the Nighthawks. But tonight, Murrieta Valley, they flipped the old script against San Clemente, and it was the Bear Bachmeyer to Tiger Bachmeyer show. Look at the effort by Tiger down the sidelines and in for a touchdown there for Murrieta Valley. And then later, check out Bear Bachmeyer coming up. He's going to call his own number, and Bear's going to find the end zone as Murrieta Valley beats San Clemente 48-31 the final score. A very big win for the Nighthawks as they get ready to take on Roosevelt next week. That is going to be a massive game in that new Big West Conference, but the Bachmeyers will be tough to stop. Nice win tonight against San Clemente. Vista Murrieta on the road at the Cook, Rancho Cucamonga, and I knew going into this game it would have a big effect on the Boost Top 25, because we know Norco already beat Rancho Cucamonga. I think they beat them by like 12 or 14. I don't have the score in front of me, but about a 2-touchdown game. So what would Vista Murrieta do against Rancho Cucamonga? Well, Rancho Cucamonga and Brian Hildebrand, their head coach, the former head coach at Temescal Canyon, of course, and then the former Corona High School star, got to Rancho Cuc, and he's got the Cougars playing some really good football right now. The pick there on Akili Smith Jr. and Akili Smith Jr., he's going to hook up with our guy Grant Wayne, who was just on the Inland Sports Show this week for a touchdown here. But it was, there's the interception first, but a lot of Rancho Cuc in this one. Here comes that touchdown from Akili Smith Jr. to 1/3 of the KGB, right? Weighing on the touchdown there. But Rancho Cuc in this one, man, 39-21. And I think it was, 26-0 at halftime? So Rancho Cucamonga getting a big win tonight against Vista Murrieta. All right, now another game on Riverside TV. In fact, I still got the shirt on. I just blew in here and got the show going because I was part of the broadcast crew with Jeff Gorm and Ghazal Hassan as we called Canyon Springs and Arlington on homecoming for the Lions. And it was it was a really weird game. A lot of penalties, turnovers, all that stuff on homecoming for the Lions. And this was special because this was the first homecoming, obviously, on campus for Arlington High School. You know, they had their first home game on campus in week 0 against Lakeside. Now their first homecoming, and it was absolutely packed. Standing room only out there at Arlington High School. And that's great to see, a great crowd out there. Again, they've been playing football since 1973, but first season to have home games. Early on, second quarter, it's going to be Castellanos for Canyon Springs, muscling his way across the goal line, gets in for the score, and that would make it 6-0 Cougars at that point in the second quarter. And then later, Canyon Springs trying to get into the end zone on fourth down, but a big stop by Arlington. Now remember that keeps it a 6-0 game between the Lions and the Cougars. That was on fourth down right there. Now Arlington has a chance in the third quarter to punch in a touchdown from the goal line, fourth down, and Canyon Springs stands up tall. They stop the Lions on fourth down, keep them out of the end zone to keep it a 6-0 game. Canyon Springs would tack on one more touchdown to win 12-0. The final score, very weird score there. 12-0 the final as Canyon Springs improves to 4-2 on the season as they get ready for Inland Valley League play. In fact, we had a chance to talk to head coach Kyle McFadden after the game, and now they're getting ready for Moreno Valley next week to open up league play. And I don't know, that might be the league championship game next week in week number 6. But Canyon Springs right now 4-2 on the season. I think their bye is actually the last week of the season, week number 10. I don't think they have a game. They've already played 6 games. Kind of weird, kind of like Paloma Valley. They've already played 6 games. But yeah, big win tonight for Canyon Springs. 12-zip against Arlington, and a huge game next week against Moreno Valley to kick off league play. And speaking of Moval, the Vikings taking on Chaffee tonight, and Adonis Hill punching in this touchdown here in overtime to give Moreno Valley the lead 36-28 after the 2-point conversion. The Vikings then get a stop on defense, and that is your final score. Moval beats Chaffee 36-28, the final in overtime. Nice win for the Vikings there. All right, last week, our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game was Citrus Valley taking on Norco, and it was a dominant win for the Blackhawks against a very, very, very good Norco team, and especially considering they were trying to bounce back after that weird road loss up at Oak Hills. But another tough test tonight for the Blackhawks going on the road to Ayala out in Chino Hills. But hold on, here come the Blackhawks again. Hunter Herrera to the end zone. He's got the old touchdown strike there. That one going to Gene Gallegos. And then it's going to be Dominic Douglas for the Blackhawks going in for the touchdown here. A little screen pass from Hunter Herrera, and Douglas does the rest. Goes in for the score from 30 yards out. 14-0. Citrus Valley led at halftime. Second half, more from Citrus Valley and Hunter Herrera. We had Brock Liam on our show, of course, this past week, and he was talking about how good Hunter Herrera has been this season. Oh, but first, how about an Ayala touchdown here as they kept this game kind of close against Citrus Valley, but that would be their only touchdown. I believe it was their only touchdown in this game as we look at the highlights here. But it was going to be, let's see, Joey Mason Pacheco trying to punt, takes it back for Citrus Valley for that score. So it was 14-7 at that point in the third quarter. Now it makes it 21-7 Citrus Valley. And then another, let's see, Citrus Valley touchdown, and Hunter Herrera going to the end zone. I think that's his boy Jordan Harris on the other end of that one. Citrus Valley, it was a weird loss to Oak Hills. They turn around and they beat Norco, and then tonight they do it again against a very good Ayala team, 28-7. So consecutive wins, big for Citrus Valley, easily playing their best football of the season. And it comes at a good time because they kick off Citrus Belt League play next week against Jeff Steinberg and the undefeated Beaumont Cougars. All right, that was Citrus Valley. How about Redlands at home taking on Norda Vista? We had some Norda Vista highlights last week against Linfield Christian, where the Braves looked like they were really getting things back on track, especially with that dominant ground game with Brian Temple, Demarion Richardson, the big man Damon Iosefa. That is Richardson running in the touchdown there for the Braves. They jumped out to a 22-0 lead at halftime, and they would beat Redlands tonight. Didn't have the final score. We know Norda Vista won for sure, but we don't have the final score from this one. So if you're watching this live right now, make sure you pop it in the live chat here, or just send us a message on social media. Again, we know Norda Vista won, but we have not seen the final score. Big interception there for the Braves as they continue to roll. In fact, they're gaining a lot of steam, a lot of momentum going into River Valley League play next week. All right, next up, how about the holiest of the wars, the big Holy Shield game between Aquinas and Notre Dame, going down on a Thursday night at San Bernardino Valley College. JoJo Solis, big star running back for Aquinas, getting the night off. Ronnie Roberts getting the call there. Roberts had some big runs. There's JoJo with the Holy Shield cheering on his teammates in this one against the Titans. Big run from Roberts there, and then in the flat, it's going to be Dre Robles, your boy, hitting Roberts. Big pickup here into the red zone, crossing the 15-yard line, and that would set up this. It's going to be your boy Robles hitting Caden Willerford on the slant and trots into the end zone there for the Aquinas touchdown. Aquinas would have a couple scores in the first half. This one, how about Robles going up against his former team? Remember, he used to be at Notre Dame. Goes in for the touchdown there for Aquinas. Hey, credit to Notre Dame. They might have played their best game of the season, actually. But Aquinas wins the Holy War. The Holy Shield is staying in San Bernardino. 44-12, the final score, 44-12, as Aquinas gets the Holy War win. And they're getting ready for the Ironwood League. Remember, the old Ambassador League, all broken up, man. And now we got the Ironwood League and the Mesquite League. So it'll be Notre Dame going into the Skyline League, part of the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. And Aquinas getting ready now for Ironwood League action. All right, next up, Liberty, undefeated. The Bison taking the show on the road to take on San Gorgonio, trying to stay undefeated on the season. And it was a heavy dose of Andre Skelton, Troy Drulin. He's going to take this one in for the touchdown. And don't forget about Anthony Ruelas. Heavy on the ground game. Again, not a big surprise with a Coach Broach team. And Liberty wins tonight. Let me find that final score for you. 43-14. So the Bison still undefeated on the season. All right, next up, let's take you out to the desert. Bloomington taking on La Quinta. And we've seen La Quinta actually several times. They've played a couple of our inland sports teams. I remember seeing them against Carter in that first week. And La Quinta looking sharp once again with that ground game. It was a lot of La Quinta in this one against Bloomington. In fact, I'm going to look up La Quinta real quick if Max Preps is going to cooperate. The La Quinta running back is really good. His name's Aiden, I want to say Busaga. I think that's wrong, but I want to make sure I get his name right. He's number 3, and he's had some monster games. Just ask the local teams that he's played. So La Quinta beat Carter 44-27. They lost the Redlands 28-13. They lost to Murrieta Mesa 52-28. But tonight they beat Bloomington 49-0. And the number 3, the running back, is Aiden Insabuga. He's only a sophomore. Really burst onto the scene against Carter in that Week 0 game. We had him here on the show as well. So again, 49-0. La Quinta beating Bloomington, the Bruins, tonight out there in the desert, out there in the Coachella Valley. All right, so we're going to go, man, if you pictured the southern section and how big it is, I would say the Coachella Valley's on one end, and on the other end, you've got the coast. I'm talking about like Santa Barbara. So we're going to go from the desert all the way up to the Santa Barbara area because we got Cardinal City, man. They're hitting the road. San Bernardino taking their show on the road up there to Carpinteria. And listen, my guy Sean hooked me up with some highlights, and we got some more from my good friend Mike Clan, the sports anchor for KEYT up in Santa Barbara, hooking us up with some good action on this Friday night. And San Bernardino, Chiron, Crane, and crew. Looks like Crane's going to take it down to about the 10-yard line there. That would set up this. Crane goes in for the touchdown for San Bernardino. Carpinteria would not get a lot of points in this one, as that San Bernardino defense would buckle down. Despite a big play there for Carpinteria, it was a lot of San Bernardino in this one. Carpinteria going to the end zone there. They do get the touchdown on that play on the Cardinals, but most of the night, it was going to be Cardinal City. Completion there as we roll through some highlights. In fact, we had like 2 or 3 minutes of highlights in this game. Xavier Alvarez pitching it out. Carpinteria doing a good job in pursuit, bringing down I think that was George Jones possibly on that play. But again, the final score, let's see. In this one, I have it right here, 48-7. San Bernardino, Xavier Alvarez airing it out. He's got his guy, George Jones. I think that was around the 15-yard line, and Jones blazing down the sideline. That was about an 80, 85-yard pickup there, and then Alvarez calling his own number gets in for San Bernardino. Yeah, at that point, 16-0 after the 2-point conversion. So there's Alvarez pitching it out to George Jones, number 11. The Possum, George Jones, right? If you're a country music fan, you know what I'm talking about. Another big pickup by Jones. So it was a lot of Xavier Alvarez. It was Kyron Crane. It was George Jones getting it done for San Bernardino tonight. And I just want to give a shout out to Xavier Alvarez, and let's see. I think they call him Zay. Sean, hopefully I'm getting it right. If not, I'll get it right next time. Zay. Shout out to Zay. Xavier Alvarez, the quarterback for San Bernardino. Big win tonight, and up there on the road. So San Bernardino now 4-1. Let's see. In fact, I just got a message from my boy Mike Clan from the ABC up in Santa Barbara. All right. I'm good. I'm good, Mike. If you're watching me right now, which you're probably just wrapping up your high school football show, I do appreciate it. Let's see. I am good. All right. And let's see. Let's do, I think I got one more game here. We had 13 games in all. I think we got one more. Oh, Indian Springs against West Valley. I knew going in this was going to be one of the better games that we had in our area this upcoming week, and it lived up to its billing. West Valley, Indian Springs out there in Hemet, and let me punch up the final score. It was 21-7 was the final score as West Valley gets the win against the Coyotes. We do have one of the Coyote touchdowns. Big thanks to John Chamberlain, who hooked it up, get me this video clip of the only touchdown for Indian Springs in this one. And it was Darren Harris finding Kyvon Robinson for the Indian Springs Coyotes. One touchdown for them, but West Valley wins 21-7 in that awesome stadium. It's hard to tell right there, but if you've never been to West Valley, that was actually the first high school football game I ever covered in the Inland Empire. If you go to West Valley High School, their football stadium is in the middle of campus, and it's sunken down. It's really cool. It's a cool experience if you haven't been out there. And West Valley's on a roll right now. That Mountain Pass League, we had Stefan Pace from Talkwitz on the Inland Sports Show this past week. And we talked about it. Listen, no one's going to argue against you. They're saying San Jack is the team to beat. They are. But that race for, second place or third place or a playoff spot is going to be so good. Paris won tonight big against Pacific. West Valley is on a roll. Talkwitz, of course. Hemet's doing big things. And Liberty's undefeated. The Mountain Pass, I know we talk a lot about the CBL and the Big West League with the Big 8 and the Southwestern League combining, and the Ivy League. But all of a sudden, the Mountain Pass League, I'm calling it right now, the Mountain Pass League might have some of the best games we see in league play. I think it could be a lot of fun. All right, let's see. I think that was all 13 games. We just really blew through it. I didn't want to waste your guys' time tonight. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 13 games in all. I had to make sure because, again, we had Canyon Springs versus Arlington on Riverside TV tonight. It was an honor and always a privilege to work with those guys as being the sideline reporter tonight for that game. Had a chance to interview Coach Argamosa with Arlington, Coach McFadden with Canyon Springs, and it was a lot of fun. But when we do those games, I blow in here, and sometimes I'm just looking at the video at the same time you are and seeing some of the scores, which we're going to look at right now, some of those scores, and I haven't seen all of them yet. So we're going to check those out as well. But speaking of Canyon Springs, winning tonight against Arlington on Riverside TV, quick shout out, Canyon Springs will have their first ever Hall of Fame ceremony tomorrow night. I'm honored to be there. I get to MC that event and have a front row seat with all those great athletes and coaches and contributors. So it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. I can't wait to be out there. And amongst those being honored, just a quick shout out to Greg Zomalt, the head football coach at Orange Vista, and Eric Zomalt, the head football coach at Rancho Verde. Both played at Canyon Springs, both going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow night. So it's going to be a really awesome event. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, let's see. Let's check out some of the scores. And again, I see a couple scores that we do not have. So if you are on the live chat, go ahead and drop those scores in. And let's see. I'm going to pull up the live chat right now in case somebody already did it. Or you can find us on social media, Instagram or Twitter, although I prefer Twitter. If you're on Twitter, Twitter's probably the easiest thing to do. Let's see. Let's go Bison. Oak Hills 5-0. Don't downplay them Oak Hills Bulldogs. I'm not. Here's the deal. We don't cover the High Desert. We don't cover the Baseline League. We don't go west of the 15. And we don't cover the Coachella Valley. Our Inland Sports Show coverage area has always been the same as the original press enterprise. All right? So nothing's ever changed. So Oak Hills, you are great. I know you've got a great team, but we don't cover you guys. So that's why. If I sound like a homer, that's why. Because you're just not in our coverage area. And that's what it is. All right, so let's get to the scores right now. These are, well, the ones that we have. Oh, man, look at some of these scores. All right, let's do this. I'm excited now. Cajon beating Etiwanda 37-9. That's a good win for the Cowboys as they get ready to defend their CBL championship. They've won 5 in a row in the CBL. I think it's 28 straight games in CBL action. Let's see, Citrus Valley over Ayala. You saw that game. Norte Vista and Redlands. We know Novi won, but I haven't seen the final score, but Novi was up big. Roosevelt hammering Paraclete tonight, 56-7 the final score. I'll say this one more time. Roosevelt against Murrieta Valley next week, man. I'm getting goosebumps. That game's going to be unbelievable. Corona versus Vista del Lago. Haven't seen that score yet. Murrieta Valley over San Clemente. You saw that one, 48-31. The Bachmeyers leading the way. Asa Chapman also had a great game. Vista Murrieta falling to Rancho Cook, 39-21. Arrowhead Christian on homecoming at Ukaipa High School. That's where the game was played. They beat Whittier Christian 27-14. It was West Valley, a couple touchdowns better than Indian Springs, 21-7. San Bernardino making that long trip up at Carpinteria, but it was worth it, man. Cardinal City coming back with that big win. Paris still undefeated, 27-3, the final score in that one. Let's see. I think Coach Sotelo just blew up my phone. Yeah, man, he just blew it up. Coach, I see you, Coach. I got your text right here, man. Congrats on that win against Pacific tonight. Liberty over San G. You saw some of those highlights, 43-14. Harupa Hills, this is a good win. I remember back in week 0, Colony beat Temecula Valley in a very low-scoring game. So I'm like, okay, Colony's got another good team. Harupa Hills winning by 25 tonight, 35-10. Wow. All right, let's see. It's the same score. Dana Hills and Ike, haven't seen that score yet. JW North beating Grand Terrace in the final seconds. That game was on Riverside TV, so head on over to Riverside TV on YouTube. You can watch that for yourself. Bishop, 2 better than Rim of the World, 30-28. La Quinta blanking Bloomington, 40-9 zip. Canyon Springs, you saw some of the highlights. That one was also on Riverside TV, 12-zip against Arlington. Canyon Springs is 4-2 on the season. Good on Coach McFadden. Coachella Valley beating Banning by 40, 49-9. Rancho Verde stumbling against Silverado, 26-14. It was Orange Vista all over Paloma Valley, 41-12. That game was on Teen Vision TV 16. Riverside Poly and Sultana, haven't seen that one. Long Beach, Laguna Beach and Lakeside, haven't seen that one either. Moreno Valley beating Chafee in overtime. Shout out to Coach Sims hooking up with that video of that game-winning touchdown and the defensive stop. Moval winning in overtime. Should Moval, here's a good question, and a lot of people have asked, should they belong in the Boost Top 25? And I'm not saying they don't. They might. But who do we take out of the Top 25? And Rialto and Hemet haven't seen that score. And, going back to that again real quick, a lot of folks have hit me up about, this school belongs in the Top 25 or that school. I'm not saying you're wrong. You might be right. But the thing is, it's not the Boost Top 26. It's not the Boost Top 27 or Boost Top 30, it's the Boost Top 25. So if you think your school belongs in the Top 25, well, who am I taking out to make room for you? Who would you beat head-to-head? Who are you better than? Again, not saying you're wrong, but you got to make a case. You got to let me know. Who are you better than? If you belong in the Top 25, what team am I taking out? That's what I need to know. All right, so There's are the scores that we have. I will update the Inland Sports website with any scores that we were missing. That is inlandsports.wordpress.com or sportswithpep.com. It'll take you to the same exact place. And of course, if you're watching live on YouTube right now, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and after the video uploads, and all our videos on the YouTube channel, we also now have a thanks button if you'd like to donate a couple bucks to what we do here at Inland Sports. It takes a lot of people behind the scenes, including family members, to pull this off, to get all these scores and highlights and try to get out to as many games as possible. A lot of people think they cover high school football, but they don't actually go out to the games. They don't see a lot of these teams. They don't have the highlights. So we really make an effort to get as many games as we can. We don't play favorites. We stay in our coverage area, and we try to hit those schools as hard as we can. And any help is appreciated. So anyways, that's what we got tonight. Tomorrow on Riverside TV, the California School for the Deaf Riverside is taking on the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind. That game will be on Riverside TV. I get the chance to join Jeff Gorham again, the big Jeezy. I know he's probably watching right now to call that game tomorrow. I think I'm going to be doing a little sideline reporting. My daughter, full disclosure here, my daughter is taking ASL. I think it's her second year now. And she's been teaching me a lot of American Sign Language so I can communicate with some of those football players tomorrow. So it should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So we got the California School for the Deaf Riverside on Riverside TV. I believe that's a 4 o'clock kickoff if you want to watch it. And then the Canyon Springs Hall of Fame dinner tomorrow night. Congratulations to Eric and Greg Zomalt, two local head coaches right now in the Inland Sports coverage area, for being inducted into the Hall of Fame. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Friday Night Football Recap. Just over 30 minutes. I think that's about right. 13 games, a lot of scores. And again, we appreciate you guys watching so much. And we will do it again next week with Week 6. Here we go, right into league play. Appreciate you guys watching and staying up late. I'm Pep Fernandez. Stay safe out there. God bless you, and we will see you next time.
Inland Sports.